Hi, my name's Liz and welcome to STEM Person of the Week. In this series, we'll be looking at pioneers from the northeast of England who have links to science, technology, engineering and math.
This week we're focusing on Dr. Ethel Williams. Ethel was the first female doctor in Newcastle. At the time of her study, women were not allowed to train in British hospitals, but she was resilient and went abroad to get experience. She was self-motivated and co-founded the Northern Women's Hospital and Medical Women's Federation, and was especially committed to the health needs of women and children. Ethel studied at the London School of Medicine for Women and graduated in 1891. But she wasn't allowed to complete her training in British hospitals due to prejudice against women at the time. So she left Britain and completed her training in Paris and then Vienna. After this, she returned to Britain and was the first female doctor in Newcastle upon Tyne. There, she set up a medical practice with her friend, Dr. Ethel Bentham. Williams was concerned with the health needs of women and children, and at the time many in Newcastle were disadvantaged, so she often provided milk for infants at her own expense. She did lots of amazing things in her career, and in 1917 she co-founded the Northern Women's Hospital and was one of the initial members of the Medical Women's Federation. Ethel's experience of prejudice and disadvantaged people led her to become involved in social reform. And during World War I, she formed the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. Here you can see her suffragist banner. She was one of the first women in the north of England to drive a motor car, which played an important role in her suffragist activities. There are lots of different roles that doctors can have today. They might do general practice, like when you go to the doctors, or they might specialise in certain age groups, certain parts of the body, or specific types of illness or disease. Ethel was particularly interested in the health of women and children, and today we'd call doctors who specialise in the health of children paediatricians. Let's revisit the postcard of Ethel that we saw earlier on. There were some words highlighted in orange that show us the characteristics she would have needed to do her job. The first word was resilient, and resilient people can recover quickly from difficult or challenging things. The next words were self-motivated, and self-motivated people like to do things for themselves without being told how to do them. And finally, she was committed. And if you're committed, you stick with an activity and try your hardest to make it happen. So this week, have a look and see if you use any of these characteristics yourself. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again soon to find out about some more STEM people.